Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
Sup, guys?
What's up?
Toads almost missed that intro I was reading.
Oh.
I was reading, and then I heard you say, I was like, that sounds familiar. Oh, I should pay attention now.
Yeah, you should pay attention. God.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I've got until Oak does his little Oak Tree thing, and then we're good.
Oh.
I got my glasses on today because I'm starting to get a sty again. Damn it.
I have my glasses on because I can't see things without them.
I don't need glasses because I could actually see.
I can see too.
Well, you know what?
I can see
hear
without
stuff.
problems. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We don't have to go there. I can't hear, but at least I have good vision. My eyeballs work.
Yours should work better than ours, technically.
They do. That's why I don't. That's why I don't have problems with my eyes. But I just can't hear. Attack me from the side, and I'm
at least
I'm at a disadvantage.
at least 1.5 times better, right?
Yes.
Sorry, just got a
Yep.
cat attack. What games have everybody been playing this week?
I'll start because
Okay.
I've been doing basically the same stuff that I've been doing for the last couple weeks. I did finish all the way through Halo 3 on the stream. I've started Halo 4. Really forgot how much I loved Halo 3. Like, Halo 2 is still my favorite because I love the back and forth between the Arbiter and everything else, and the fact that they redid all of the cinematics that were in between, and the fact that you could swap back and forth between those. I love that with Halo 2. But Halo 3, I just absolutely, I was like, I forgot that I could go through this game really fucking fast, and just forgot how good it is and how much I enjoyed it. And it was so much fun to play through it. And then I get to Halo 4, and I'm playing on normal difficulty because I was like, okay, I want to be able to get through these in a decent amount of time that I kind of set for myself. Halo 4's difficulty on normal is harder than the fucking others on normal. And I'm like,
Really?
It can't be a mechanical thing because it feels the same. But it's just like, I'm like, did 343 raise this and I didn't realize they did? And so I double checked. I'm like, am I on heroic? And I accidentally left it because that's what I normally play on is heroic. And no, I stuck it on normal. And I was like, okay, well, I'm scrubbing it up now for Halo 4. So it might take me a while to get through Halo 4. But I went through and played it. It's great. Went through and found some of the skulls in Halo 3. And Grif goes, first thing Grif says when I'm saying playing Halo 3, she goes, please tell me you at least put the birthday party skull on. And I was like, no, I didn't. So I got the Halo 4, and I was like, I can't handle it anymore. Click, popped it on.
I can't
And
believe
so
you didn't have it on the other ones.
Yeah, well, it's because I didn't want to take away from the storyline and stuff like
Meh.
that. Because there were people that would never seen it before.
I like that
Meh.
you'll just put it on for 4. You don't care anymore. It's like, eh.
Well, now I'm kind of like, well, it's her fault. I'm blaming Grif on this one because she
I
stuck
mean,
it
they
in my
put it
head,
in
and
there
I
because
gotta
it's
go see
awesome,
it.
and it doesn't change
But I'm-
the story.
I'm glad I did because I was having difficulty with it, and it's like it makes you happy, you know. So you're like, yay, you know, yay. It's over and over. It's like if you have a hard time, it's okay. You get to shoot things that explode and confetti comes out of their head. So
Yay, confetti.
So I'm enjoying that. And then playing Sea of Thieves, which the new update happens on Tuesday. And what I recommend anybody that is currently listening to the show on Monday, get into Sea of Thieves before the update on Tuesday because I imagine this will change. But go to Golden Sands Outpost. When you go to Golden Sands Outpost, go to the weapons cells lady, which her name's Wanda, I think. Go there, and you will see what is starting to be for the thing for the Curse of Cells. There's also something on the roof, so you need to get on top of the roof and go talk to what's on the roof. You'll see what I mean when you see it. And so I did part of that last night, so some of my viewers and stuff could watch and see what happens with that. But it's kind of cool how they're doing that. And then if I had to guess, based on the fact that that's there, and I actually had somebody tell me that it was there, that's where the actual thing is going to start, if I had to guess, just based on that. Also, the Merrick journals are back, because Merrick's gone, but the journals are back, and they have different things written on them. We've not gotten to the third one yet, but I went to the second one, seen the first one, and then went to the second one, which is the one that's on the hidden island that has the mast that comes up to the middle of it. It's worth it. I promise you, it's so worth just to read that particular journal, and then we've got to see what's on the third one. So, but that's what I'd recommend for anybody to Sea of Thieves. If you're going to play this coming week for the new Curse of Cells, definitely make sure that you check that out. Anyway, that's all I got.
I played some stuff. I did some things. I started Uncharted 2. Speaking of Uncharted, oh my god, I just realized I forgot to post the last Uncharted video yesterday. Oh no. Okay, I'll do that today. By the time that you're watching this, it'll be up. I'm sorry. I forgot. And I forgot to re-upload. Yeah. Somebody brought it to my attention that I'd also managed to skip over part 6 in that group. Like, it goes from 5 to 7. So I'll upload that too. That'll be up today. By the time you're hearing this, you could go binge watch it. It'll all be there.
Yay!
Damn, I totally forgot. Now I feel bad. I'll fix that. Don't worry. Started Uncharted 2. Gonna play more Uncharted 2 today. The first video for Uncharted 2, let me warn you, it's about an hour because I'm really bad at stealth. So
you don't say.
That's a thing.
Wait, Grif is bad at stealth? Did I just hear that right? I'm so surprised.
With playing with you, Grif, I would have figured you would have been amazing at it.
Yeah, I'm like
which is
usually
totally why
such a great
in Assassin's
ninja.
Creed I took a battle axe in.
Yeah. Because I'm the stealthiest.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I got hung up. Like, if you've played Uncharted 2 before, all you need to know is it's the museum part that was probably super easy for you. That first courtyard, not my friend. Not my friend at all. But yeah, so that'll be going up this week. And I, as you can tell by my shirt, have been playing Borderlands, which I hate because I'm the one recording it, so all of my writing is backwards. So my Hyperion is backwards. Thanks, Skype. / OBS, I guess. But I started that. I've been playing Borderlands 2, which I'm running 0, because finally I get to hear his voice lines and stuff, because when I played with you guys, Baka and Chicken and Red, who's not here, I played 0, and I didn't get to shoot anybody, because Chicken played Gage and Red played Axton, so it was Death Trap and his sentry turret, Axton's sentry turret, that did all of the work.
Yeah, to be fair, we didn't get to shoot anything either. We just threw those two down, and they would, like, zoom off together.
Oh, and Baka
happily ever
so
after.
he just phase lock things.
Yeah.
That, and I also picked whether or not Red lived or died.
Yeah.
Get me up! No, I don't feel like it.
No.
Which, honestly, Red played that so poorly. With Axton, it's hard to die, because your saber turret will get you a lot of second win help outs that way. So, I don't know what he was doing. But it was wrong.
I don't know either, but after a while, I was just like, I don't feel like it. You can sit there.
Yep. But I've been doing that. It's been really fun. Hearing stuff from 0 that I've never heard before, because I didn't get to hear him react to a lot of things, is neat. And it's, Borderlands. I can't say no. Played some pre-sequel with Newbie. And, we're playing the 2 most overpowered characters in the game, so it's not been really a tough time. They're DLC characters, and a lot of times that happens with most games. If you have a DLC character later, they're stronger than the base characters, so it is what it is. And then...
Oh, I mean, they want to make it appealing for people.
Well, yeah, that's true. Although he's got the strongest one, and I didn't know it until I started reading up on some of her stuff. He's playing the Baroness, and she's got an ability, like, she's ice-centric, and her ability sends out a bunch of, like, a cloud of ice shards, and it just mauls people. Or one target, it freezes them and does a whole bunch of damage, and if it kills them and there's other people on the battlefield, it'll just keep going until the cooldown is up, and then it goes away. So he could, like, just wipe out whole groups based on how far along we are and how he's spec'd. Like, okay. So we just let him throw out his ice shard, I throw out my Digijacks, and we just sit in the back and have a party. So, Borderlands is fun. You want to talk about Borderlands? You just get at me. And then last night we played Overwatch. I'm sad that you weren't there, Baka, because I think you would have had a good time, but also been very frustrated because Ivy and I were celebrating Ivy not having to be at her stupid job anymore. So we were drinking quite a bit, and things went well and didn't and did and didn't. So
yeah, it was definitely a back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But it was a lot of fun.
I think I had one of my better Sombra games. I think it was Sombra that I was playing that I did okay. I killed a Bastion by myself. It was great. Because he didn't know I was there.
I had one of the worst Reaper ults I've ever fucking done.
Yeah, that was so great.
Oh my god.
And by great,
okay.
I mean awful.
All right, dude. So we're on Volskaya. We're defending. So
second
so
point.
think about the second point. So looking out. You know the little elevator things that go around on the right side?
They're just floating platforms.
Yeah, the floating platforms. I was on that side of it, and I was up at the platform, not on the moving platforms, on the little shelf thing, and they all ran in. So I jumped and then popped my ult, and I landed on one of the moving platforms.
And it just took him away from the group.
It pulled me away, and so I hurry up and scurried forward and landed back on the original platform, and by the time I got to the edge, my ult was over. I was like, wow. Wow. Oh, my heart
would have been better if that were some stupid reason, but how the thing has been working, if that made it play of the game.
We watched one
my
play of the
God.
game last night. It was our team. It was our Doomfist on Numbani, and he had gone all the way back to their original spawn point. He killed 2 people along the way, and this Symmetra runs out the door, and he had his fist charged up, so he zooms and hits her, which does a knockback. So she flies back away from him, hits the wall, and flies off the map. Like, bye, Symmetra.
Have a nice fucking day.
It was really funny. Like, that Symmetra was probably like, oh my god, what just happened? It was so good, though. We had a lot of fun. We're gonna have to do that more often. And Ivy just got a fancy gaming laptop. She bought the Omen.
It was nice.
HP Omen.
She's got a serious laptop. That thing's got some power.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
good.
Mobile, too. Hell yeah.
Let me tell you a story on that too. Because No Pants, I don't know if he told you all or not, but No Pants was telling us on the stream last night that beforehand he was like, are you gonna go ahead and download Discord? And she goes, why? I'm just gonna use it on my phone like I normally do. And he goes, no, download it on the. But she's like, but I'm not watching anybody stream. Why do I need to download Discord? He was like, that's how you're going to talk to them. It has nothing to do with this. She was like, huh? It was so funny
I
while he
love
was chatting
Ivy.
to the stream. I love her too.
It was
She's
just
so
the
great.
disconnect, of I already have this thing, so why do I need it on this thing? It's because
Right.
you're going to be on this thing.
Yeah. Why use your phone when you can use the PC that you just bought?
Exactly.
Oh, it was so
Crazy
funny.
town, you and your logic.
So funny. I love Ivy. I'm so happy for her, though. I'm so happy I don't have to worry about earning her damn job
Yeah.
anymore.
Celebrations were had, drinks were had.
A lot of drinks were had.
Chicken
A
lot
lot
of
started
drinks were
having
had.
drinks, and Newbie's the only one sober in our group, and he's like, like you could just hear him every once in a while be like,
She came into my chat. I don't know if it was after she left y'all. It might have been the same fucking time for all I know. But she came into the chat and she said some stuff and then she'd disappear. And then she'd say some stuff and then she'd disappear. And then she said some stuff and then she said a bunch of stuff. And somewhere in between, like this morning, everybody's like, oh, you were so funny last night. La 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 la. She's like, what did I say? This is the last thing I remember saying. I was like, a shit ton after that.
yeah, we had some.
She was
drinks.
lit.
Yeah, she went fast too.
Yep.
We were like an hour in and she was already 2 bottles down. I was like, damn, she is fucking racing home.
She's like, meat is so good. And I was like,
Yeah.
moderation.
Oh, hell no. No such thing. She's been moderating for a long time.
Moderation
That's time to
just
let
might be
go.
the imaginary place she lives in. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
What about you, Chicken and Baka? What have you guys been playing?
Well, we tried State of
Overwatch.
Decay 2 recently.
Yes. We did the 14-day trial at Game Pass, and we got State of Decay 2. Newbie wanted to get it, so I suggested we went ahead and did the Game Pass and just tried it out. It's exactly the same as the first game, except multiplayer. And the way the multiplayer works is interesting because it's whoever's hosting, it's their community, and then the other people can come in to help that person with their community. Like,
Okay.
that's the main point of the other players being in there, is they are helping you. That's it. They can get some stuff to go back home whenever they're done, but the main point of being there is to help that person. So you cannot make any like community progress on yours. You can only make it for them. So
That's
I mean,
interesting. I mean, I guess it'd be kind of cool though, like if whoever it was, like the three of you playing together, then you could go, okay, well today we're going to work on Chicken's community, and then we're going to work on Baka's community, and then we're going to work. You know what I mean?
Well, I
Like,
think what we're gonna do is like Chicken's gonna start a brand new community, and that's gonna be the stream community.
yeah, like that is the one that we will play on. I will host that one, and then people can join in, and we can work on that community together, and move it along, and then we'll all have our own communities that we can play on the side. So
that's cool. That's
because
cool.
there's like three major maps that you could choose to play from. I think me and Baka chose the same one, so there's another map we haven't
Plateau.
even looked at, or two maps that we haven't even looked at. So we'll get to try that.
My vote is the mountain, because especially with a newbie driving, I want to see him go down the mountains and then try to go up them.
Okay, first of all, some of the mountains are blocked off. You can't actually go up them. And second of all, I've already gotten one of my cars. The cars are extremely limited. I think I have 5 cars on the entire map that are usable. And I flipped one of them over, and it's stuck in a little ravine underneath a rock upside down. And there's nothing I could do to get it back, and it's just sitting there now.
Yeah, well.
So in the
Newbie stuck
apocalypse, you're limited on vehicles.
Yeah.
Very limited.
Newbie stuck one of mine.
Ooh, that sucks. And the worst thing is, my other car that I started with was on the other side of the map, so I had to trek all the way over there. My guy was getting tired. He got into a fight with a feral zombie, so he was tore up. And the thing is, if you get injuries, like your health bar diminishes permanently until you go back and get healed, which takes supplies. Really? And if you get tired, your stamina diminishes too, unless you drink coffee or something, but you can only do that once.
So they made it very. Is that the way it was in the first one, or is that changed?
Yes, it's more refined. Like, this game is an extremely refined version of the first game. It is definitely worth $20, but I'm not going to say it's like worth $30 or $40. It's worth $20. It's on sale right now.
On sale.
Yeah, it's on sale right now, and I'm kind of teetering towards getting it and then streaming it and whatnot. I have ran into the same bug twice though, and it's irritating as fuck. The only thing you can do is Alt F4 the game. When you go to open a menu, sometimes the menu won't pop up. It'll just put you in like the menu screen where you got the like little bar across the bottom, and you can't see your menu, and you can't get out of it. You're just stuck. So there's nothing you could do, and I'm like, well, fuck. I can't click on anything. I can't back out. I can't press escape. I can't close the game. You just have to Alt F4. Basically, just puts a film over your screen, and there's nothing you can do.
Wow.
Yeah. So be careful when you go to open menus. Sometimes you'll get locked up.
I'm sorry. The cat is like actively hunting something, and she's crying about it. And I think whatever it is just fell. So you guys keep talking. I'm gonna go look.
I finished my achievements that I've been working on for the last 10 years. Both of them. Finally, they're done. I have my 2 titles, Battlemaster and Just a Car.
Yay! Congratulations, sir. Super
Oh my
rare
God.
stuff. Congratulations.
Yes. Finally.
I think I'm somewhat close to Just a Car. That's the
rep one for all of them.
Yeah, the original. Yeah, I think I'm exalted with Stormpike and then revered with the others.
Okay.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And I'm gonna do the math. I meant to do the math earlier to figure out how many games, minimum games, it would take to get exalted for one of the reps, which I will do when I am not trying to entertain. But yeah, that's all I've played. WoW, Overwatch, State of Decay.
I meant to tell you before Baka starts up his what he played this week. I meant to say this when I was doing this. I found out this week that they're going to be doing an update to the Master Chief Collection.
Right.
To where the menu is going to actually look like fucking Halo, to where it's going to be up and down instead of that sideways bullshit.
Oh,
that they've got
nice.
So it'll go and it'll be separated, like you can hit campaign and then you can go over to which one of them you want to play. But the other cool thing about it, and I hope this is true, but I watched a video on it, and it's because they have like a whole thing where there's communities involved in the Master Chief Collection. So somebody like you that doesn't like 4 and doesn't want it to take up space in your Xbox, you can just delete 4. So you can individually choose which one you want on your damn system. So
That's nice.
anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, go ahead, Baka. Sorry.
No, I've just been pretty much playing everything that they've been playing. State of Decay 2, Overwatch, doing my rep farming in World of Warcraft for the daily so I can get Void Elves, because I want to make my mage a Void Elf. The whole like not interrupt thing is going to be fantastic.
Yes, I bet. I've also seen you got a little bit of that banished itch.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did play a few hours of it Banished. I found a mod where I can have a dairy farm.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I need to go back to Banished. I really like that game.
There's one specific mod that I recommend. It's like an all-inclusive mod. It basically adds a shitload of different supplies to the game instead of just your basic stuff. So there's like beer and clothes and all sorts of different things, milk and dairy. Like it just adds a whole new element to the game. There's a lot of stuff to do.
I really want Banished on Switch.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Right? So like, because one of the things I do, like, because my annual trips and stuff that I have to take a lot, when I go, I like to take my Switch along with me now that I have it, and I would love it to where I could take my Switch and just be like, okay, well, let me play something like Banished, where it's just time consuming and just kind of chill, because it can be stressful if you're starting to die, but for the most part, it's kind of a chill game, so.
Yeah, that is until you get on the plane, you're playing Banished, you take off, and then you land and realize you're back at the same airport going, holy shit, damn it, I forgot to get off.
No, I'm pretty sure some stewardess would slap the hell out of you until you get the fuck off the plane, but...
It wouldn't be the first time. I mean, really.
Get off the plane. We're in Alaska. Last stop, Alaska. How the hell did I get up here?
You didn't get off, dumbass. Too funny. Grif, you didn't get to hear it earlier, but they're changing up some stuff on Master Chief, so make sure that you listen to that part of it when you get to it.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that brings us to the news, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
go.
that's what
Sure.
Let's start with, since we've already talked about Overwatch earlier, let's go ahead and into the one that we know is going to be a little bit of a discussion, which seems to be a normal discussion when this comes around. But the Overwatch League finals were this weekend, and the first one that we had, and the London Spitfire is the first one to win the Overwatch final. And along with that comes up the amazing debate that happens every time we have something like this pop up on ESPN, which is video games aren't sports.
It's a game for children.
Booger eaters, stay at home, or whatever the hell it was.
It was Booger Eater Convention.
Yeah, Booger Eater Convention.
How old is the person that left that comment?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry. I get that you don't think that it's a real sport and you're upset that it's on ESPN, but really, that's your comeback, I guess?
It's a sport now. These people are playing for millions of dollars.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's my other counterpoint is those children that are playing that game that is for kids just made more money right then than you'll make all year.
Yep.
Those kids are sure doing well for themselves.
Well, to be fair, the way it works now is everybody gets their salaries, and that money goes back to the team management. So those motherfuckers are already making more money than you'll make a year. Like, I don't even know how much Overwatch salaries are, but I'm sure they're pretty fucking high.
My favorite thing is somebody attached a cartoon in the thread for Twitter on ESPN, and it's showing a kid that is watching a streamer of some sort or whatever, and it says, and the adult comes in and says, "What? You're not even playing?" He goes, "No, I'm watching this guy play the game. It's pretty funny." And he goes, "What a complete waste of time." And then the adult goes over and sits down and watches a sporting event. And I was like, "That's the same exact thing, guys. Come on."
Pot and kettle territory right there.
Yeah, it is. It's like, come on now. But yeah, they sold out the Barclays Center in New York, 19,000 seats. That place was packed. I watched it yesterday and the day before, and whew, it's a big place and that's a loud crowd.
I mean, they're watching a fun game. Come on.
Well, and part of the conversations is like one guy comes in and says, "I'm laughing at all the haters who say it's not a sport," and one guy comes in and says it's not. And he says, "Well, look up the definition of the sport, there, guy. It is." And then he goes, "Losers playing video games, not a sport," but and then he comments about the guy. And another person comes in, and I love this comment. He says, "Them losers are making 6 to 7 figures a year, LOL." Because you keep calling them losers. And it's like, I'm sorry. It's a fucking sport. People are paying money to watch these people play this game. People are watching them online. Hundreds of thousands of people are watching them play online. Yes, they're not pulling in. It's not Super Bowl numbers.
Not yet.
You know, it's not college football numbers. But you know what? It's a new sport. It's a new sport. Get over it and look at the numbers on how they've increased over the years. And it's
eventually it's going to be bigger than the Super Bowl because honestly, Super Bowl numbers have been going downhill anyways.
Yeah, they have.
Well, and the thing with the Super Bowl is dedicated to one continent, basically.
Yep.
Where with sports like this, you're dealing with all of the continents.
Yeah,
so
you're dealing
thing.
globally
now
instead of just centralized in one area.
So it's this is a thing. Get over it. This is just the way it's going to be. It's okay to have soccer and baseball and hockey and football and all those sports and basketball. Maybe not basketball, but that's just because I don't like basketball. But
golf.
Top golf is fun. I enjoyed that one. But it's okay to have all these different sports and things you like and dislike. And it's okay that ESPN is showing this. If they're showing fucking poker.
Yeah. They can show
which is a card game, and people call it a sport, I'm not going to disagree with it, even though I think video games is more of a sport. But whatever.
I do agree with that. I feel like there's more mechanical skill in video games than there is in poker.
I kind of want the people who are like, oh, it's just a stupid video game for kids to play it and be like, well, these kids are winning millions of dollars. Here's a mouse and keyboard. Pick your character. Go win that money.
Well, and they have ESPN shows the drone racing league now.
That's
in
so
which you
funny
laugh.
to me. No, but it's like I get it because it's going to be the same
different.
skill.
It's the
involved,
same
but I just
skills
think
and everything
it's
else.
Funny that it's drone racing instead of a drone. Like I guess in my mind it should be drone battling. I'm thinking BattleBots.
Ooh, drone battling. Hell yeah.
BattleBots, that'd be kind of
I'd
fun.
watch it.
Hook a flamethrower up to one of them.
Right.
Oh, and you have to dodge.
Trademark Grif. You
Oh,
trademark
yeah,
that.
trademark it.
Battle
Mine.
drones.
Mine battle drones.
Battle drones.
Well, I mean, BattleBots has been around for years, so
Yeah, well, when they make it drones, though, it's mine.
It's hers.
that would have to be a different category. You'd have to have air units and then ground units.
You got the aerial battles and the ground battles.
And
Oh,
then,
like
they
dropping-
bring in they bring in a swimming pool for sea battles and
Oh my god, the aquatic drones.
yeah,
Maybe.
like the one of the robot ones just has this massive pickaxe on the top of it and just smashes down and knocks holes into the other boat and sinks it.
Oh, you know what you could do though? I just thought about this. Like you could do almost live action Battleship, using that exact thing, right? So now you just park your little boats where they're supposed to go, and then you're shooting them over. Like you have to make it to where you can shoot them and hit them on the other side. Why have we not had this maybe a thing now? That'd make sense. But anyway, but they do the DRL stuff, and one of the things I really thought was funny is I just happened to see it the other day because a friend of mine, she's hosting it now, but that DRL outside of the actual arena where they're throwing it, they actually have drones that they have people try to fly. Fucking try it. It's not easy to fly a drone. I got one recently. It's not easy. Now, technically, it might be a little easier for the guys that are doing it because they have the VR headsets because they have to be able to maneuver through this stuff. But trying to turn them as quickly as these guys are going, and I mean, it's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it takes
crazy.
a lot of practice. Like, I mean, I can kind of fly a drone, but I'm not super good at it.
And then you've got, that's a thing. Esports, it's a thing. Try to play games the same way these guys are doing. And not only that, you have how many heroes now in Overwatch?
28.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you got 28 heroes in Overwatch that they have to be proficient at. That they have to figure out
Or at
exactly.
least understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the mechanics, everything else is like. It's a sport. Guys, stop having this argument. It's a fucking sport.
I saw a few
Yeah,
minutes
and
of...
if golf is a sport, then fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, at golf, you're just hitting a fucking ball in a hole.
And there's no, the only competition is the wind.
There you go.
And the other players.
The other players are not trying to actively stop your ball from going in the hole, although
I mean,
that would be
if
much more
you were
fun.
trying to hit it, yeah, I would watch it then. Like, if you're trying to, keep hitting the ball and trying to get it into the hole with as few strokes as possible, while other people are trying to like kick it and dive on it. And
No, I think the other
Or you could do like
that's
croquet,
soccer.
right?
That's soccer.
I think the
Yeah,
other
but now
golf
you have a
players
stick.
should be able to stand around on the course to try to block it, but if they want to have like a weapon of sorts, they have to use their golf clubs to try to knock it away because it's so skinny. It'd be hilarious. I mean, there'd be tons of injuries, but it would be so fun.
Oh God, watch that 9-iron. Oh God.
Totally
that's
worth.
a foul with a 9-iron.
There'll be a rule set up. You can't have any larger than a certain one in order to be able to defend. You know.
And now,
love
and
golf now.
after a few casualties, the golfers I have all wear helmets or something.
Ooh, yeah, they could just have cricket bats. I'd be fine with that too.
Okay, then we're
flag
just gonna
cricket?
change golf into cricket.
No, they still have you still have the golfing part, so the ball comes up through the air. You do her part, which is the thing swinging. It just happens to be a cricket bat, and you know if you pop it, then it's not where it lands. It's wherever it lands after it's been fucking hit by somebody that's 200 yards away. You know.
So it would like smacks that
But if
motherfucking golf.
but if it lands before, because think about it, if the person's standing there, like you could have circles they have to stand in or something like that. So if it's on the ground, they can't touch it. But if it's in the air, it's free game.
That'd be
See?
funny. See, I'd watch that version of golf.
Right?
I mean,
Cricket golf. Got it.
You just
golf.
get that one guy that you know you hate that's out defending and whatnot, and you're like, I'm not even trying to get it in. I'm just trying to hit that dude in the face.
Crawl. Gig it. You know, something. We'll call it something.
I'm sorry. So we made drone racing way more awesome and golf way more awesome. Why is nobody paying us for these ideas?
You
Because
know,
they're just listening to this and taking the ideas.
Damn it.
trademarked. All of it's trademarked.
This is our intellectual property, okay?
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh my god.
Too funny.
What else we got? We got any more sports to make awesome or... congratulations to London Spitfire, by the way. That's awesome. I
Yes.
watched their Hanzo shoot a Widowmaker in the face on the
Yeah,
falling
some
off
of the-
thing. He just shot her.
Yeah.
That's great.
I gotta say, my highlight was it for when one of their players switched to Doomfist. Like, that dude was a sniper, and the enemy team started getting really brawly, like big heavy characters. So this motherfucker went back and switched to Doomfist and proceeded to beat the shit out of the other team. Like, he just kept slamming people in the walls. It was incredible to watch somebody that proficient with Doomfist. Like, on a whole fucking different level. That motherfucker would just, like, sidestep and just slam and hit him into a wall, then they instantly die, and he would push the whole team back himself because they're like, oh god, watch out, this guy's got a giant fist hitting us in the face.
What if that's his main? Like, and the whole time he's been sniping, like he's been sandbagging the whole fucking time. I can beat these guys as a sniper. Oh, wait. Oh, let me pull out the big Doomfist. We got this.
He is definitely one of the most renowned Doomfists in the world, because when he pulls it out, it's like, uh-oh.
Back up, everybody. Back up.
Better watch out for this guy. But yeah, that was my highlight. That was cool as hell to see, because they're very standard games. Like, everybody runs the same thing, and you got these few little picks here and there, and then Doomfist comes out, and you're like, ooh,
That's
get some
different.
highlight reel. Get a highlight reel now.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to derail us. I just wanted to say congratulations to them. That's awesome.
I did.
Yeah, for sure. And I like their colors because the blue is
I-
the colors from Infinite Respawn.
See, I picked a team to root for based on the colors because they gave us, like, when Overwatch League first came out, they gave you tokens to buy a team skin, and so I picked one based on what I like the color scheme of the best. I picked Soul Dynasty because it's black and gold, and I think that looks badass. So I mean, I guess I have to stick with them now.
There you go.
I picked the Dallas one.
Well, it's close to you.
I wish we had a team closer to us so that I would root for them, but we don't have one yet. But they are looking to add more teams to it. They want.
I could
a
see them
big
adding one
league.
to the Atlanta area or the Nashville area or somewhere like that.
They have one in Florida. Florida Mayhem.
There's
Yeah, I was gonna say it's mayhem
that's in Orlando, isn't it?
because
Yeah, I think
their
so.
skin looks like ketchup and mustard because
Yep.
it's yellow and
either,
red.
Either give me one close to me or give me a Detroit team, and I will fucking root the shit out of them. Like,
Well,
I
and
will.
The
colors.
Spitfire team took the colors for the Detroit team.
I know.
All right. What else?
There's really not much.
How about
week.
this? I get to play Silent Hill again because I can take my 360 disc and put it in my Xbox One. Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill Homecoming are now backwards compatible. Yay!
You need to play Silent Hill 1, Grif.
I don't even know where you can get that. Yeah, I see you thinking about it.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Baka has it. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure
but
anything
Baka
that Baka
lives
suggests.
several states away.
Well, he could just mail it to you when he mails me my Pokemon cards.
Yep.
I don't think you want to mail that because he'd have to mail the console on which to play it as well. And that is just
what
a
is it,
bad
a
idea.
PlayStation?
PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably a PS1.
We have a PlayStation 1 memory card up there.
Yeah, that does not help.
It can't help if we
You
try
can
our
play.
best.
You can play Metal Gear Solid.
Send you my
and have it
PS1 to
read.
use for now.
No. I don't
Or-
trust it going through the mail.
Or you could just play it on your computer.
About an emulator?
Yeah. I mean, a PlayStation emulator, that'd be no problem.
Well, I don't have to have an emulator for 2, which is the best in the series, so just saying. Now we can play it
And
on
then
the
you can
Xbox
beat little
One.
little children of the corn things with a lead pipe and one.
It was a lead pipe. It was a corn chip.
Well, I called them children of the corn because these like creepy little small sized children things that like come out of the shadows and attack you. And the first time I played it, I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I had a lead pipe, and I just started beating the hell out of it.
I was checking to see if there were any Silent Hills on Steam. Homecoming is on Steam for $40.
What?
Why?
40
Because it's
bucks?
Konami and they don't price drop their shit.
Good
It's
God. Wait for a
$39.99
sale.
for
Wait for a sale, it'll be
Homecoming.
like $3.99.
I mean, that game came out
90% off.
like, when did that game come out? Let me check and see if it's got a release date.
Just wait for the Konami fire
Release date
sale.
2008. It's 10 years old. 10 years
And
old.
it's still $40?
And
Good
well, and
God.
Homecoming wasn't one of the better ones. From what I understand, it's one of the worst ones because they tried to do too much and then didn't fix some of the stuff that they failed at. Like there's audio glitches, a bunch apparently.
Ooh, they should take the code for typos.
Thank you, Aliens Colonial Marine.
Hey, I'm just saying. Running into problems, it could be a complete issue.
The reviews are mixed on Steam for Homecoming, by the way.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Tried to play it, it's buggy. Don't buy it, it's buggy. I can't play this because it crashes. It's unplayable. Wow, that's
It's
just
buggy.
the first handful of reviews. Shit.
That's the thank you. This was helpful.
One guy, $40 well spent. No questions asked. Looks amazing. No glitches at all. Are you a Konami employee? You're like the one bastion of good surrounded by the please don't buy this. It's an awful port. This crashes every time I load it up. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Konami, seriously, fix your shit. We'll buy the old stuff if you'll fix it and make it reasonably priced.
Too busy making machines.
Pachinko, pachinko.
Pachinko.
The future of the industry is in pachinko. Wait,
For them, at least.
No.
no one wants video games no more.
Too funny.
Uh,
Hilarious. Ghost Recon Wildlands and Rainbow Six Siege are two of the big games from the Tom Clancy universe, and it looks like we're getting a crossover like we did with the Splinter Cell that was in Wildlands as well. So you're getting a missions on there. We talked about this before the show. I really think that they're doing this just because even though Wildlands is a popular game, it's not as popular as Rainbow Six Siege is right now. I think this is their way of people going, I'll pick that back up. You know? So,
Hell yeah.
Me and Chicken still need to kill the damn predator.
Dude, that guy whooped our ass. I want to start. I want to play the ghost mode that's going to come out with this special operation. It's a permadeath PvE style. It's the main campaign, but it's permadeath PvE. There is friendly fire, and you have a very limited loadout. You're allowed your pistol and one primary weapon.
that sounds fun.
The only way to change out your weapon is to go to an ammo box. That to me is like really interesting because you got to be careful. I'm not gonna play it with Grif because she'll just kill my character permanently. And you gotta
Sorry.
cooperate.
The chicken, look out! Bam! Oops, I'm sorry.
Just don't give her a sniper rifle and don't run in front of her.
never run in
Yeah,
front
and
of
then
me.
she just like shoots a rocket and it like curves back around and comes from behind her and just blows us all up.
It's like all of
How
her
the hell would
bullets
that
just
work?
immediately turn right back and go aiming right at us.
Boom. How'd that happen? What? But yeah, I like it. It's good. There's a new observer mode too. Interesting. But yeah, cross-pollinating, creating games and then cross-pollinating is how you keep your IPs moving along. It's what Blizzard loves to do. They have their platform, they have all their games, and they just kind of let everybody play everything, and they run promotions on each game for all the other games. It's smart. Good business.
And I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
All right. This is one that is so dear to our heart. Not really. Which is...
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about now.
After however many years it's been, we finally get the story for Destiny 1 in book form for $24.99 instead of
I don't understand why they
game.
didn't release it, 1, in the game, or 2, like, right after all of the expansions.
The thing that kills me is, like, this is, like, volume 1. So does that mean that they're going to do
It's
this
the
with
base
two, or is this just they're going to...
It's the base game, and you'll have to buy the subsequent grimoires for the DLC,
Oh my God.
and then you have to buy the next game's grimoire.
So not
and
only
then...
did people spend, at the minimum, $250 on their fucking game by the time it was all said and done...
You want $25 for them to know the story.
Yeah, for them to be able...
Oh my
like,
God.
So,
You're in our world. Now give us an extra $25
Like,
to know what the
okay,
fuck
we
what
make
happened.
fun of EA and Activision for their way of milking money out of their players, but tell me that this is not something that EA is like, God damn it, why didn't we think of that?
I think, yeah.
Because you not only made them spend $60 for the original game, all of the money for the subsequent DLC expansion packs, because they sold them all separately to start with, and then you could get a discount. They had microtransactions, and now they're selling you the story years later separately for another $25.
So you know what happened in a game that you should have known what happened during the playing of the fucking game that didn't actually show us what was fucking happening in the playing of the game.
Yeah.
It kills me. It kills me.
And the fact that you had to find the grimoires in game in order to learn about the lore, like, theoretically it means that this should be free, but unless you didn't find all of the grimoires. If you didn't find all the grimoires in the first game, now you can pay $25.
You had to find them in the
unlock
game,
them?
and then you had to go to the internet and find them. It was a double find.
I don't
It
know.
wasn't
I can't understand that. Why wouldn't you put them in the game so that you could read them in the game?
Like, if I'm wandering around Dragon Age or Witcher or something like that, I can read something.
Mm-hmm.
It pops up on the screen. I can take the time to read it, right? And it's in the actual game. This, I have to find it and then go find it again. And then they come out with a book, however many years later, that, is like, here you go. Here's all your information.
Yeah, no, terrible. Bad Bungie.
I definitely feel like this year is the year of better late than never, ? Because, I mean, we got this, where, we've got the grimoires, and now you can find them all in one convenient place for $25. And we just got the update last week for the long-fabled and long-awaited No Man's Sky multiplayer that we were told was gonna be there at launch.
Better late than never.
So, I mean, like, things that are coming out subsequently years later, I guess they're like, well, at least we made it there, right, guys? It's the thought that counts.
To be fair, at least with No Man's Sky, I still believe, and Murray, yes, I believe he lied, don't get me wrong, but what I do believe is that I think this has something more to do with Sony than it did Hello Games in a lot of ways, and it's going to come out one day that's what happened.
Man,
but
I would have threw them motherfuckers under the bus as soon as it started.
But they probably couldn't. Contractual, you can't because of legal terms. Like,
man,
that's
you fucking leak that shit. People leak stuff all the time.
Well, that is true.
You never find the source.
But it could be one of those things that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that you could. But then who's it come from? I guess you fire an employee or something and be like, guys.
Oh, I mean,
tell them
unless
what's really
they have
happening.
proof on who did it, they technically cannot fire anyone for it.
Yeah, I mean, because they
No, what I mean is you fire the employee first, and then have them leak it to what's going on. So basically, it's like this guy might be moving to a new job.
Well, I mean,
and so
you don't
pay
even have
him,
to do
and
that.
then-
I mean, they could easily go and make an account somewhere, like at a Starbucks or something, or somewhere, and go and leak all the information that way.
Yeah, maybe so.
You'll never convince me that it wasn't just Murray being blindly ambitious and pulling a Peter Molyneux.
Well, but they had been working on the game for 4 years.
And I get that, but 4
their place
years is
flooded.
still...
How long was
their
Duke
place
Nukem,
flooded? They
being
lost
worked
all
on?
their information, and 6 months later, it was released. That tells me that there was.
I don't know
they
if
had
it
to
even
make that
worked
deadline
beforehand. To be honest, the way that he presented some of that stuff, I think he was just bullshitting. Stuff they wanted to do, but he knew they weren't ready to do. So he said it thinking it'll be fine, because I just said, yeah, there's multiplayer, but it's such a big game, you'll probably never see anybody, that they'll just believe that
things
they just
like
haven't run into
that.
anybody.
He should have been more careful with
he
that,
was
because
bullshitting in some of it.
you should always give humans the benefit of the doubt. If you tell them they can't do something or it's very unlikely, they will do it until they get it.
Well,
They're like, oh,
and
you'll
the thing
never
is-
see somebody, and then the first day people found each other.
But it's
Or they
also
should have.
it's also one of those things where you can. Well, actually, technically, you could say you'll never find anybody because you can't see them.
Yeah.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
But
You can't see them.
then they found out there was a multiplayer, and that turned upside down.
But the other thing is too is people have a hard time thinking about how numbers really work. And yes, you have this large, infinite amount of worlds, blah blah blah, that can be created. But here's the thing: is if I take a room full of people and ask them what their birthday is, there's going to be a big number that have the same birthday, because at some point there is a finite number. Because the computer is not infinite in size. The data is not infinite in size. It has a set number somewhere. It's just a very large number. So, yes, it's always a possibility you're going to meet. And he probably, in his head, was thinking, oh, they're never going to be meet if it's this big. Yes, they will.
Yeah, they will.
It's going to happen.
Find a way.
Yeah, things are going to happen. And if you randomly generate it, it's always a possibility that unless you set it up to where none of these people can start at the exact same area, like have that in the algorithm, there's always a possibility of it happening. Mm-hmm. So, but I still think that it's I think that he is in the wrong because they never came out and said anything, but I also believe that he's stood by his product and continued to introduce new stuff into the world and did exactly what he said he was going to do. It's just, it should have been introduced in early access, but I think this is because Sony had the exclusive along with PC for as long as they did, because it just got released on Xbox
They should have
One.
stayed. They should have stayed by themselves. They should have stayed indie, and then just went early access. And this game would have probably been one of the greatest games released if they would have stayed indie, put it in early access, supported it heavily, and then released a fully finished, fleshed out.
Well,
game.
and Sony at the time didn't believe in early access.
Yep.
Xbox did.
They did the H1Z1, I think it is. They did the early access on Steam.
On Steam, but then on their actual system, because you got to remember it was a PlayStation exclusive and PC.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So on console it wasn't, but now Xbox did. Xbox had early access for Ark,
PUBG,
for Elite
they're
Dangerous,
selling like crazy.
PUBG. Yeah, so they believe in early access stuff, but the where Sony doesn't, they just don't, and that's the reason I think it's a lot of it that has to do with it. It just contractually, they probably, knowing Sony, they probably wrote something you can't say shit about. But I'm interested to go back into it. The graphics look totally different from what I've seen.
Be careful
of it.
though, because there is a bug that will delete your save when you boot it up with the new update. So if you have made a significant amount of progress, you say because you haven't put a lot of time into it, but some people did and wanted to go back to this and they lost everything. So
that sucks.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
It's just gone. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, your world's somewhere because it's set in their database. Their world is.
True. Good luck, though. I mean, you'd have to literally scour the universe.
Evidently, it's not that hard if you can find somebody on day one.
There's only like 12 planets. You'll find it.
Now they've added all the rest of them. Fuck. Now we've got 27 galaxies. We only had 2 before. Oh, too funny.
Let's see.
Too funny.
One of the Portal 2 writers is back with Valve that had left before. Jay Pinkerton returned. Although it has him listed as other experts, so I don't know if he's actually
he's probably going to be a consultant.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That sounds like it's a consultant role.
Probably.
And maybe Portal 3. Valve will finally give us a 3 of something.
See, and that's the whole speculation is, like, are they working on games like Portal 3 or any of the other
Okay,
threes?
first of all, This is the craziest thing in the fucking world. They are working on 3 unannounced game. They're all VR.
Well, see, that's the thing. Yeah,
I
they're
could
VR.
bet we're going to get Portal 3 VR, Left 4 Dead 3 VR, and Half-Life 3 VR.
Not every game that
Half-Life 3 will never happen. I'm sorry.
I want to say that he said we're working on 3 VR, but we're also working on new IPs too. Not all of them are VR, right? Isn't that what Gabe Newell said?
They're having more. They have more games that they're working on, but they're focusing on VR.
Which they need to because they own a VR company.
Yeah.
So,
which I think that's awesome. They're going to support.
No, at the same time, like I want them to support that, but the VR is still not to a place where people can play it casually without. I mean, it still makes a lot of people sick, I guess, because they haven't figured out the right balance of how to do VR without giving people the motion sickness and things like that.
I think you need to do it the same way that they're doing Subnautica and games like that, to where if it's a first-person view, you have the option to play one way or the other. So if you want to play the game and you want to go through and be to where you're playing it with just a controller or mouse and keyboard or whatever, you can. But if you want to play it VR, you have that option.
Yeah.
And it just makes sure it's optimized for VR. Because one of the things that I've noticed with a lot of the VR stuff recently that's first-person shooter like Skyrim and stuff like that, it's not a movement thing to where you're moving from place to place. It's almost a teleport where you're moving that way instead of a walking.
It doesn't feel natural. It's not natural movement.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like.
It's because we don't have those omnidirectional machines yet. Like once they can figure out how to fit all that nice and not cost fucking 6 arms and 2 legs, then that'll be really nice. Because I mean, people will get in it, put their VR headset on, and walk around the world.
It doesn't even have to be that. Part of it is how they have the controller set up, because it's not, since you've got the 2 separate pieces, they're not set up like your regular joystick controllers where you can control your character that way. Yeah, it's a different setup, which is why they're doing it where you like point and click, which is not going to help anybody. That is
So
not
I'd almost
benefit your
rather
game.
have it like my movement is right here. If I push like a trigger, I move or something like that. Because at least that way I've got all this to work with whatever I got to grab and do all that. Because this is a natural movement for grabbing, right? But this right here, I mean, it's just, let's use our pinkies now. I mean, we don't really use them that often.
You must not play a lot of PC games. This guy is super important right here. He's my fucking everything on my sides. He's
But
a
on
left shift
sir,
control.
sir, fun fact about VR: you're not on a PC when it comes to your mouse and mouse and keyboard. So, controller, which is natural for most people that have been playing on consoles or that you're moving to when you separate them out, is you don't use pinkies. Unless you've got one of the even my Elite controller, these are the fingers I use. I don't use my pinky.
Well,
Pinky helps hold it
Our
up.
pinkies are strong. They're not
are-
pinkies.
They are pinkies.
They're strong pinkies.
Super pinkies.
Yeah, there you go, super pinkies. They know how to. Okay, we gotta stop saying that word. I can't say it anymore.
I'm gonna paint them
people.
blue and give them little spiked hairs.
Too funny.
Okay. That got
Too funny.
weird for a minute. All right, what else we got?
That's about it. There's not much. They released a new trailer for Castlevania Season 2 on Netflix. I watched it. It's so good. I can't wait for it.
I can't either. I'm gonna binge watch the other 6 episodes again, or is it 6?
It's
Yeah, it's
6.
6.
Or 4.
Oh,
No, I
from
think
what
it's
I've seen in
6.
what I've seen in the trailer, there is still no Grant.
Meh. They're working on it.
Yeah.
Whatever, Grif. He was a vital, important character in the game. No, well, in the game you switched. You could either get the sorcerer chick. I can't remember her name. Grant, which is a pirate dude that actually climbed around on the ceilings and walls, and then he had Alucard. Which
It was just OP.
Well, no, he had where he could fire the little fireball like Dracula does, and he could turn into a bat, which was really helpful in one of the stages of the game, because otherwise it was a bitch. But you only got one of them at a time in the game. But story lore-wise, they all work together to take out Dracula.
Then you should check out that. There's another game that came out recently. I think we talked about it on the podcast, where you get to change your characters as you play through the game.
Yeah, it was Castlevania-esque style, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's out on Steam now. Other than that, that's it. This is a very, very, very quiet week.
Yep. I linked the rare updates to the Curse of the Cells if anybody's interested in those. So if you are in the chicken coop, which you should be, if you're in the chicken coop, go to the Infinite Respawn section of it. I link everything as we go through the show in order, actually, so you can actually click on them, see exactly the same articles that we're looking at. Most of them are from Eurogamer, mainly because it's probably the last actual gaming site that's around. Everybody else has gone off to video games and movies and sports.
General entertainment.
Like legit sports, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Other things. But anyway. Is that it? Anybody else have anything else to add?
No, I gotta go record Uncharted. Come on. You gotta go
I'm
beat
gonna go
Nate
cook
and Drake.
pizzas and cheesesteaks.
Yeah, right. We do appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at Infinite Res PC. Check me out personally at MDB Oak Tree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slinum.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken through and three.
Check out Baka.
Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure you go to Grif's YouTube channel. Right now, she's playing through the Uncharted series. As she said, I'm telling you now, it's worth the watch. It's worth the watch because she dies a lot.
Have you
And-
seen
now
the
that
jet
she's
ski
done-
level yet?
And
I
now
haven't
that
got
she's
there
done
yet.
with one, I'm gonna binge watch, and I'm going to mark a death counter.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. Because she's got, well, here's the thing. Like, they're going to be like 40 minutes to an hour. Because I love what she said. She said, you know what? I don't want to, like, just stop in the middle of it and do, like, what I normally do. I want to make sure that there's a chapter ending before it's on there. So there's sometimes that it's going to be a little longer, it's a little bit shorter. So she's going by chapter because I don't know if you've...
Yeah, most of them are still right around 30 minutes or so. Like 30, 36 minutes. Usually about the average chapter length.
So a lunch break, folks. Come on, lunch break. Breakfast time.
There's
wake up in the morning.
11
You have your
videos
breakfast.
in the first series, so that's...
What better way to start your morning than coffee and Grif? Okay, that's how I start my morning. Just about every morning, I go and grab coffee for her and I, and we sit down and we talk about video games.
That
That's
can
how this.
be an acquired taste, though. I mean, sometimes Grif is a little abrasive for first thing in the morning. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Trust
why I
me.
give you coffee when I show up because I know things. You know, show up. We talk about video games. That's how this whole podcast started in the first place. So,
Just
gotta
get like a
continue that
whole
tradition.
pot and like stomp on her foot, and when she opens her mouth to scream, just pour it down.
Yes, because stomping on her foot's going to put her in a better mood.
Yeah.
Well, the coffee going down will compensate.
Lord have mercy. Hot boiling coffee down her throat. Great. Good idea. Perfect. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313. Go on there and watch him on Twitch. If you're not following on Twitch, why are you not following him? Subscribe to him. That's coming from me, not from him. I'm going to say it. Subscribe to this man, please. He deserves your love. He deserves your love. He really does.
Everybody already loves me.
Yeah.
I love no one.
Yeah, you do. Shut up.
He's
See, that's why he loves me. Just tell him, shut up. You love me.
He's
All
a
right,
great
fine.
streamer, great gamer. Anybody that can go through and play something like Cuphead and not lose his shit. At least not on the air. Doesn't lose his shit. Is doing a great job. Also, make sure you go to mixer.com/MDB Oak Tree. Check me out as on there as well. Currently trying to finish up the Halo series. Tuesday, I will be doing Sea of Thieves on mine. We're still not sure what else is going on because we're trying to see who's off and who's not. So we're hoping that it'd be a community thing. If not, then we'll go from there. So make sure that you check us out on the Twitter, and then you will know as the tweets come
Twitter.
out on the Twitter. On the Twitter. We got that. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm chicken.
Baka.
See ya.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.